Morning, sophomores. Wanted to do a short presentation on this video to talk to you about maximizing high school. We've got limited time in the classroom right now. I'm trying to maximize time by being multiple spaces at one time. By making a video like this, you can respond to it. Then when you come to class, we can talk about it. I know you guys just started high school. It feels like you finished your freshman year and you're at the beginning of your sophomore year. Well, it's not too soon to start looking ahead a little bit, not too much, because I'm going to talk later about being present in the moment, and I think you should be. And in order to maximize your experience in high school, you really want to be present in the moment, but you got to start slightly thinking forward a little bit. When you get to your junior year, you do a little bit more. When you get to your senior year, you're going to be looking forward to the next year quite a bit because it's coming real soon. You got to make big decisions at that time. You're not at that point where you have to make these big decisions about after high school at this point. So there's some unique things that I think you should be working on as sophomores, and that's why I'm making a video for the sophomores, one for the juniors, one for the seniors. First of all, we talked about last couple days about working on you. That's important. Working on you, mind, body, spirit, soul, whatever you want to call it, the whole person. Work on you as a whole person. Remember the image I talked about, like, you know, if you got super strong arms and one leg and one leg's really messed up, well, try to work on getting that one leg functioning properly so you as a whole person can move forward. You're gonna function better. You're gonna move better. I think it's okay to start thinking about life after high school. I wouldn't recommend too much, but like it's not a bad thing. One thing I'd recommend that you do is start thinking about the ACT, because typically kids take it their junior year where it kind of counts as they're preparing for college, if that's the route they so choose. You can take it, I think, up to 10 times. And a lot of kids take it their sophomore year as kind of a trial run to get a little idea of what that test is like. And then it's your highest score, remember, that is the one that you can use for colleges. So you want to take it multiple times so you can get your best score possible. And you can start doing that your sophomore year so you can kind of get a gauge of the things that you need to work on to improve that overall score. One thing I'd recommend that you guys do is do some career research. Job shadow, if you could. Talk to people about jobs in adult life. Who? Anybody, anywhere you go. When I was at a family reunion last week, I'm asking everybody about their jobs and the whole process of their jobs. Why? I want to bring it back to students and pass on information to my kids. One of the greatest untapped resources that people often don't use is their own families. I'll ask kids, hey, what do your parents do for a living? Oh, I don't know. Well, talk to your parents. Ask them about their jobs. Get details. What do they do at the job every day? Get details about those things. Talk to them about other types of jobs they've had. You've got a resource right at home, and that's good for you and it's good for them to have those kind of connections. Talk to siblings. If you have older siblings that are at college and they're going through internships and things like that, talk to them about that whole process. Talk to extended family about, cousins, aunts, uncles. What do they do? Get details. Don't just say, oh, okay, that's your job. Get details. How do you get a job like that? What's it like working in that job? Day by day. What are the hours in that job? What's the pay? What's the money? What's the future forecast of a job like that? Are there going to be more jobs like that in the future? Where do you work? Do you work remote? Do you work at a place? Ask questions. These are good questions to ask. When you do this and you start talking to people, you start asking questions, you know what kind of happens naturally? You start building networks. And that's a fancy word people use, older people use, which is a good word. It's about building networks, and what people mean when they use that jargon, you could say, is building networks with people. You're making connections. You're making connections with people, and lots of people. And how do people get ahead in the career world? Through connections, through the networks that they build. Start building networks now. Start talking to people. Another thing I'd recommend is that You evaluate, as we talk about working on you, evaluate your strengths and weaknesses honestly. Ask your parents, ask your family members, what do you think? What are my strengths and weaknesses? Work on both. Work on both. Don't just focus on your weaknesses. Oh, I got to fix this. Work on your strengths as well. Get better at them. Get better at them. Work on both strengths and weaknesses. Everybody has them. I do. Your parents do. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Work on them. Don't avoid it. Don't put it off. Work on it now. It'll save a lot of time later, and it'll help you be more effective later in life. Last couple things. Be present in the moment. I don't want you to think too much about after high school because I want you to be present in this moment, sophomore year. Get the most out of every situation that you're in. This is not an ideal way to go to school, but there's some cool advantages to it. Like this particular video that I'm making, you may forget something I said in class. This video you've got, you could watch it again and again and again, and you could really analyze everything that I said. We couldn't do that before. Every situation has unique opportunities. Try to get the most out of every situation that you're in. As Henry David Thoreau said, I wanted to suck the marrow out of life. You know, simplify. Instead of 3 meals a day, eat but one. You know, he's about like making the most of the moment that you're in and focusing on that moment that you're in. So I think that's enough for now. I'm going to have you write a little response to this video in Google Classroom, so check that out on the assignment page. Take it easy. Have a good day.